Hello, my name is Laura Zing and I'm going to talk to you about my EDAR group installation and how it connects to the Victorian curriculum. During the brainstorming phase of this art installation, we had the opportunity to experiment with claymation and see what ideas came to mind. This is where the idea of our installation was formed. Although the idea of having people hold a sphere above their heads was our original plan, the materials used have been modified and changed throughout to better suit the theme of sustainability. Through trial and error, we realised that using clay as the base of our installation wouldn't work, as the clay wasn't firm enough to hold the egg-shaped sphere on top. This is where I suggested to the group that we change the clay figurines to wooden figures, as these would be more rigid and could hold the weight of the sphere better. After purchasing these figurines, I was able to assist the other members of my group in constructing the installation and recording the interactions and engagement people had with the installation. Throughout this process, I have noticed multiple links to the Victorian curriculum that suggest the process of making an installation is a great opportunity for students to extend their learning in a number of different curriculum domains, not just art. I think that it is important to note that in the beginning of EDAR, we were given a gift that we were to base our installation off. The gift that my group received was a box of different materials and Goal 16 of the Sustainable Development Goals. This goal reads as follows: promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. After receiving this gift, each of us took the chance to interpret the goal and materials that we were given and share our ideas about what we believed these meant to us as individuals, and then worked as a group to build on these ideas to form a shared idea that we were able to use from here on out. After coming up with the group interpretation of our gift and Goal 16, we decided that we wanted to use the figurines to represent the 6 different societal groups found in Australia. These groups are multiculturalism, homelessness, upper class, disability, middle class, and the elderly. I was given the societal group of multiculturalism to explore and decided to focus on their impact on society and sustainable development. From this and the process of making the installation, the first link that I became aware of was the connection to ethical capabilities in the curriculum. The Victorian Curriculum and Assessment Authority highlights the need for children to be able to examine what we do in society, how we should be living, and what kind of people we should be. Through the process of making this art installation, the students would be able to question what they know and think about the society that they live in. They are able to draw their own conclusions and make their own choices about the way we should be living and the people we should be within this society. They are able to come together and find common ground amongst their peers, and in turn they are learning to make decisions with the values, principles, concepts and ideas of others and themselves in mind. In addition to learning about ethical capabilities, students are able to learn to be interculturally capable and critical thinkers. To explain, this process of exploring the meaning behind the gift and how it relates to each person individually allows the students an opportunity to think about their values and cultures, as well as accept the values and cultures of others. In doing this, the students are developing their knowledge of other cultures and therefore are encouraged to be more aware of the way they interact with cultures other than their own. As multiculturalism has such a big impact on Australia, I decided that I would like to look at this issue from the United Nations perspective. The United Nations are an intergovernmental organisation who have created 17 Sustainable Development Goals that promote international cooperation. These goals are known as global goals, as their aims are to end poverty, protect the planet, and to make sure all people enjoy peace and prosperity. By looking at Goal 16 from this perspective, I was able to see the connections that could be made to the curriculum and how this task could be transferred to the classroom setting. For example, the Victorian curriculum mentions that students should be able to listen, read, view, speak, write, create, and reflect on complex and sophisticated texts as part of the English learning domain. By providing students with such a sophisticated piece of text to look into and make inferences from, the students are definitely responding to the text in a manner that is in line with the Victorian curriculum's English standards. This kind of text can only extend students' knowledge and encourage critical thinking. Furthermore, if students were provided with this sustainable development goal, they would also be encouraged to think of the world as a whole and become more informed about the world they live in. This is in line with the Victorian curriculum's humanities domain that explains that students learn about worldviews, and in turn they are being engaged at both local and global levels. Overall, this installation project is something that can definitely be transferred to the classroom for students to engage with and complete. There are a number of cross-curriculum links that can be made and extended upon, and in doing so, students are able to learn more about the world they live in an exciting and creative manner.